Hi, this is Daniel from Footy Amigo, and in today's video, I'm going to be showing you exactly how to create PreMatch strategies so that you can receive PreMatch alerts from Footy Amigo. So the first thing to do is to log into your account and navigate to the PreMatch alerts tab. And you're going to see your strategies here if you've already created some strategies. But if you're creating your first one, you can click on Add a New Strategy. Don't forget that we have a preset tab where you can import some strategies that are preset already into your account. So for example, this is a strategy called under 3.5 goals. If you don't want to create a new strategy, you can import this strategy to your account and it will now be part of your strategies and you can edit it or just receive alerts from it. And you can come to the explore page to see strategies from other users. But for the purpose of this video, we want to create a new strategy. So to do that, you want to click on the Add a New Strategy button and then give your strategy a name. For the purpose of this video, I'm going to create a very simple under 3.5 goals strategy. So I'm going to call this under 3.5 goals strategy. And once I've given my strategy a name, I'm going to click on next step. Now, this is where the fun begins because I can add as many rules as I want. The purpose of this is I want to add rules that helps me filter and only send me games that has a high chance of landing under 3.5 goals. So the first rule I want to add is under general and it's called matches played. Now we have different pre-match categories. If you click on this, you can see we have general, goals, strike, half, corners, cards, odds, and probability. Now each of them, if you click on goals, you will have different stats related to goals. If you select strike, for example, we have so many stats and data related to the streak of a team. If you select corners, you'll be able to add stats related to corners. But for the purpose of this video, the first rule I'm going to add is going to be the matches played. So I'm going to select general and then select matches played. And I want to set the matches played for the teams to be more than 9. So I want teams that has actually played over 9 games this season. So I can do home team when playing at home. I can do away team when playing away, or I can do both teams overall. So I'm going to do both teams overall. So my first rule is matches played by both teams overall is between 9 and 60. So I'm going to add my rule. Once I add my rule, I'll be able to see the preview of my rules. So the first rule is matches played, and the next rule is going to be related to goals. So I'm going to select goals, and I'm going to look for the 3.5 goals percentage. So I'm going to search for that. I can see it right here. So one thing to note is that each element or each data that you click on, we have a description that actually explains what this means. So I'm going to select plus 3.5 goals percentage. And I want teams that have very low 3.5 goals percentage. So maybe between 0 and 20%, like very, very low. Now, you can choose to decrease it some more, but I like to just place it between 0 to 20% because that is very, very low. So I'm going to do that for home team when playing at home and away team when playing away. So the rule is the over 3.5 goals percentage of away team when playing away is between 0 and 20. So now I have 3 rules in my strategy. I'm going to add one more rule. Let me add one more rule related to goals. Maybe I can also add a 2.5 goals percentage. I would also say that the 2.5 goals percentage of the teams should also be low. So it should be between 0 to 50% and it should be for both teams overall. So these are the rules that I have added to my strategy. The next thing to do is to save it. So I'm going to click on next step. And one thing that I have to do is to select the outcome. So selecting an outcome allows Footy Amigo to be able to help you track and show you previous results of games that actually met these rules, and it also allows you to be able to calculate your strike rate. So the outcome that I'm going to be selecting for this strategy is under 3.5 goals because that is the bet I'm going to place. So I'm just going to select under 3.5 goals. I can search here, or I can just look for the outcome. I always like to just search because I just know under 3.5. So I have selected my outcome. Now the next thing to do is to click on next step. I can select when I want to be alerted. So it could be 15 minutes before the kickoff, or 30 minutes, or maybe an hour. And we have all the leagues on the planet, which means that you'll be able to receive games from every league that you can bet on. But if for any reason you have a specific league that you don't want to receive games from, you can just search for that league here and untick the league. Or you can just come here and actually search for a league name. So for example, England, and I can just like uncheck this. So now Footy Amigo will send you games from every league that is checked, but will not send you games from leagues unchecked. But I always like to check all my leagues because I want to test it and see how it works. So once that is done, I can add a note. So by adding a note, when I receive my Telegram alert from Footy Amigo, it's going to come with my notes, and this can help me remember the idea behind the strategy. So for this note, I would say place under 3.5 goals bet, test this strategy. So when I receive my alert, this note is going to be part of the alert so I can remember. So once that is done, I just click on finish and save, and Footy Amigo is going to actually create my strategy for me. So if I scroll down, I'll be able to find that strategy I've just created. And as you can see, this is the name of the strategy. So one thing I can do is I can actually go and see how the strategy has performed today and in the past. To do that, I'm going to highlight on the strategy name and click on the drop down next to view and click on results. Now, this is called backtesting, whereby I can see how the strategy has performed in the past. So as you can see, these are the games that has met the rules today. And if I'd been sent these games, it would have been a win. Now I can go back to another day and I can see how it's performed on that day. So now, as you can see, I had a lot of greens, but these guys actually lost. So what I can do is I can either just let these guys be and say, okay, it's a one-off, right? Or I can exclude this league. If I choose to exclude this league, it means that next time I will not receive any game from this league anymore because I see that the strategy actually lost in that league. But I would advise you not to exclude leagues just because you saw one loss. I would advise you to only exclude leagues after seeing a pattern that they always lose. So on this day, we can see we had a lot of greens. So if I'd been sent all these games by Footy Amigo, it would have all just been a win. So I can go back as far as I want just to see how the strategy has performed. So if I go back to on the 17th, I can see how it has performed and it's all green. This league, it was a loss. So I can also choose to exclude this league, or I can just leave the league because I know that, not every strategy will always win. So as you can see, this strategy actually looks good because it has a lot of greens, but it also has some reds. So you can decide to exclude the leagues that actually, for example, these guys had 3-3. Maybe I want to actually exclude these guys because you scoring 6 goals is way too much. So now I can exclude them from my strategy. So this backtesting feature is so powerful because it allows you to have some level of confidence on your strategy even before you start to place bets with the games that are sent to you from Footy Amigo. So you can go back months, and if you're trying to see games that are going to be sent to you in the future, you can click on the upcoming tab and you will be able to see the games that will be sent to you from this strategy today. These are the games. And you can also check, a day after and see the games. And the beautiful thing here is that on these days, there are going to be probably more than 200 games across the world, but the strategy is only going to send you few games that meets your criteria. That means you're not going to be placing wild bets. You're only going to be placing bets on games that were filtered for you. And once you start to receive alerts from Footy Amigo, you will be able to see them from your Picks tab. I'm going to show you an example of a Picks tab that is from a strategy that has been sent some games. So if you click on leagues, you'll be able to see the leagues that you have excluded. So it means that next time Footy Amigo tries to send me any game, it's not going to send me games from my excluded leagues. So that is how you create a strategy and you backtest your strategy to see how it has performed in the past. On the day of this recording, we currently don't have an automatic hit rate calculation, but in the next couple of weeks or months, you'll be able to see an automatic hit rate calculation that gives you a percentage hit rate of every strategy that you've created. So this is an example of a strategy that I've been sent some picks from. So as you can see, it's going to have games that I have been sent personally, and I can see the name of the strategy, and I can also see the desired outcome. So the outcome that I'm expecting from this strategy is over 0.5 first half goals. So right here, I can actually calculate my personal strike rate. So this game actually had a first half goal, so it was a hit. If you don't see any score here, it means that we haven't updated the database for the score, or the game hasn't finished. So once I click on hit, my strike rate is going to be calculated. This was not a hit because they didn't have a first half goal. So I'm going to click on miss. This is a hit. I'm going to click on hit because they actually had first half goals. And this is a hit. This is a hit. And I can just do the same thing, hit. And if it's a miss, I just click on miss. And then Footy Amigo is going to calculate a personal strike rate for me. So the strike rate is my personal strike rate, and it comes from me marking games as hit or miss as they are being sent to me. So that's exactly how you calculate your personal strike rate for a strategy. If you need any help, you can always navigate to the PreMatch tab and click on the How It Works button. This video explains everything that you need to know about creating a PreMatch strategy. But if you need further help, you can navigate to your profile, click on the Get Help tab, and then click on Start a Live Chat, and somebody will be there to answer any questions or provide any assistance that you need. Thank you.